I never thought I'd be here today living in my own home. This is like a godsend compared to where I'm coming from. The past 7 years of my life haven't been the easiest per se. I've had an embattled relationship with my mom. It's been rather tough for me. There have been a lot of times where I've had to sleep in my driveway just so I wouldn't have to go home. I spent a lot of my time just working just to get away from the chaos. That resulted in working more, and I felt like I saw my office more than I saw my friends and my family. There have been times where I've had to stay with friends. There have been times where I've slept out in the park. So, this is the story of how I became a homeowner, and my name is Dana Bowman.
Dana, as the owner of Sage on Fountain, is it true that as long as this is your primary residence, you can own other investment properties?
That is indeed the case. So in the future, I do plan on purchasing an investment property. I am happy that I have this condo, but I don't want this to become my glass ceiling, and I do want to have other homes in the future.
Okay, so you planning on becoming an investor. Now, when you moved into this unit, this is a deed restricted unit. Tell me a little bit about what that means.
Yes, so with the deed restriction, there are requirements in regards to how much money I can make. There is a cap on how much I can sell this property for in the future. So normally when you sell a property, you can sell for market rate, but with this unit, there is a cap at a 5% annual interest growth.
So, yep, there's a cap about how much money you can make before moving into this property. But one thing you mentioned, which I thought was mind-boggling, is you can live in this unit and still purchase other investment properties. So you can make millions and billions of dollars and purchase other investment properties. So it sounds like you're on a track of building an investment portfolio.
That is indeed the case. It's kind of crazy to think that I have these requirements before I get in the property, but once I'm in, I no longer have those requirements. So it gives me a lot of room for growth.
Dana, how much did you pay for this condo?
So at the time of purchase, I had paid $3,000 out of pocket.
So you came to the closing table with only $3,000, but what was the actual mortgage on this condo? How much did you get a loan from the bank for?
The total listing price was $203,000.
$203,000, but you only put down $3,000. Did you get any down payment assistance?
That is correct. From the One Plus Boston Mortgage Program, I received $25,000 and a little bit extra funds, which allowed me to buy down my interest rate.
From One Plus Boston, you got $25K. Did you get any other down payment assistance?
Yes, that's what I was referring to with the interest rate buy down.
Okay. $25,000 minus $203. What was your mortgage when you closed?
$178,000.
$178,000 for this condo.
Yes.
And let's just throw up these facts again. $178,000 for this condo. You can make as much money you want, and since you live here, it will never impact whether or not you gotta move out. There's no cap of how much money you can make after closing on this home.
Yes, that's correct. So prior to purchase, I was restricted due to the deed restriction. Mm-hmm. So there's a cap on how much money I can make. But now that I've purchased the property, I no longer have that restriction. So my income can go up indefinitely.
Income can go up indefinitely. That means you can make $1 billion and still be living here. And you can own other property as long as you're living here.
Correct. As long as this remains my primary residence, there aren't any restrictions on what I can purchase in the future.
All right. So you got this property for $178K. You only put down $3,000. What was that $3,000 for? Was that for attorney fees? What was that $3,000 go to?
It was a mix between the city. The city required that I put down some money. I had to put down a little bit of money for the house inspection as well. That was essentially it.
And then you got extra funds to buy down the monthly mortgage.
Yes, that's correct. At the time of closing, we're looking at late December 2023. The interest rates were around 7.5%. With the extra funds, I was able to get my interest rate brought down to 5.25.
Where did you get your down payment assistance from? Where did the funding come from?
The One Plus Boston Mortgage Program.
Okay, One Plus Boston Mortgage Program, $25K. And what is your monthly mortgage amount?
My monthly mortgage amount is $1,200. That's including the mortgage plus HOA fees.
$1,200 in Roxbury in this great location? Tell me a little about the amenities you have here.
So here I have my own registered parking spot. I have a yoga fitness room. We have 2 workstations. We have a common area, and we also have a bike rack and a patio. And this process really wouldn't have happened if I didn't have mentorship to help give me the education and to get a process started. So back when we first started when I was 19 years old and I showed you what I had accumulated so far, you had me sit down, we created a 5-year and a 10-year plan. You were checking my bank statements to see that I was actually saving up money. And we were game planning what interest rates were, how much down payments were. And you helped me get a realistic picture of what it's going to take for me to actually attain home ownership.
And that process in itself was tedious, but it was because we created a plan, you executed, and I held you accountable, right? That's what it's all about, right? Making sure you're doing what you're saying you're gonna do. Now, during the home buying process, it wasn't easy. We hit a hump. We got really close to closing, and it was like, oh, shoot, you may have too much money. And remember I said, Dana, stick to the plan. We said we was gonna do this, now go do it. And what happened?
I'm here.
You're here. You're here. My client Dana is a true testament of what's possible with the right guidance. In 2025, Dana plans on buying an investment property, and he still will be living in this beautiful condo at Sage on Fountain. Let's just recap the numbers. The sales price for this condo was $203K. He got $25K of down payment assistance. His monthly mortgage is only $1,200 because he closed on this property for $178K. Those numbers are impressive. He's living in this outstanding condo and only paying $1,200 per month. If you're looking to build wealth, and you know I'm big on not only building wealth, but building your family legacy, you should reach out to me. Erica Davis, 617-293-2576.